I can't hear you, by the way.
Sorry.
All right. Good afternoon, sports fans. Welcome to another afternoon slash evening of Sault Ste. Marie High School football brought to you by Sioux Sports TV at Superior Heights Field, Sault Ste. Marie, John Wayne Flood Field. The White Pines Wolverines against the St. Mary's Knights in junior action. The kickoff has just happened, and it was deflected out of bounds by number 74 for the St. Mary's Knights, Keeler Cohen. So we have a junior-senior matchup, and then the senior matchup will be later on this evening around 7:30. So stay tuned for the senior game after this one. I'm flying solo up here in the booth, so if you hear a little bit of dead air, I'll be here. So we have, looks like first down for the St. Mary's Knights at the 38-yard line from their own 38-yard line. We're going to see who's at center for the St. Mary's Knights tonight. It looks like number 7, Adam Provenzano in the backfield. And it looks like number 14, Mason Mazuka, under center. So something a little bit of wrinkle from last week's group. So Mazuka back to pass. And it's picked off by number 13, Landon Davidson. Sorry, Gage Pine. Number 13, Gage Pine with the pickoff.
For White Pines, 1st and 10.
What a terrific start for the White Pines Wolverines. That's got to make them happy. He even ran it back 3 yards, so they're going to take the ball over early here on the 36-yard lines of the St. Mary's Knights. So that'll be an interception, and he got probably 9 yards. So great start. Coach Baswa's got to be happy here against St. Mary's. Led Coach Bonifero, and Coach Bonifero sporting the new look straight out of work. No ball cap and no flip-flops. A little bit of an anomaly tonight out here for Coach Bonifero. So 36 from center, Seamus Cochran takes the direct snap and runs it himself. Breaks outside.
Cochran takes the snap.
Gets about 6 yards.
To about the 31-yard line.
Oh, sorry, 5 yards.
Second down.
And it'll set up second down and 5. Head referee tonight, Mr. Jim Corelli. It looks like referee Edwards, referee Chow. I'm not sure who the other gentleman is, but I'll try and get his name later on. So, second down. We'll see what Coach Scott Rium has dialed up here for the White Pines Wolverines. 10:40 to go here, early in the first quarter. Cochran with the direct snap, handoff to number 3, Aiden DaCosta.
He tries to get around the end.
Gets about 2 yards.
Maybe 2 yards.
So it'll make third and 3 here for the St. Mary's Knights on the, looks like 29-yard line of the St. Mary's Knights. Coach Rium passing the play in. Taking a little bit long in the huddle. They're going to have to hustle up here. Plays in.
3rd and 3 for White Pines.
Seamus tried to make a pass, but the pass was deflected by number 60, Mateus Wellwood Pulkinen with the deflection. Batted ball.
Pass and should be 4th down coming up.
So, White Pines electing to go for it. And it's a direct snap to Seamus Cochran. And he looks like he's got well enough for the first down. Able to gain himself about 5 yards and a first down. So, a bit of a discussion going on. Late flag coming in. And there's another objectionable conduct thrown by referee Grev. So I think that's going to be 2 OC penalties against St. Mary's. Coach Bonifero can't be happy about that one. So rough play.
That's rough play
and objectionable conduct.
Objectionable conduct, both against St. Mary's.
So that's a 30-yard penalty, but I'm not sure how much they'll march off. So not exactly sure how that works. So it's a 25-yard penalty all in all,
All
and it's
things
going to place the
added up,
ball.
it's a 25-yard penalty for the objectionable conducts and the face mask. That'll back St. Mary's all the way up.
25-yard penalty. Hold on here, folks. They haven't spotted the ball properly yet. They had to have a little bit of a conversation as to where it goes, and it's going to be inside the 4-yard line. So Coach Boniferro asking for an explanation as to what happened and referee Corelli giving him the business on it. So it'll be first down and goal with 9:27 here to play early in the first quarter of this football game. White Pines taking advantage of the turnover so far. I wouldn't hesitate to see them have Seamus Cochran call his own number again, but just as I say that, number 7 for Talda Chilman, Lucian Talda Chilman, in for the touchdown. White Pines on the board early here. So referee Corelli will spot the ball for the extra point attempt. So it looks like White Pines has alluded not to kick the ball. They're going to go for 2 based on everything we're seeing so far. They're going to have to hustle, though. Referee's blowing the ball in for play. Ball spotted at the 5. I could see a pass potentially coming here. Cochran back in the gun. Kept the ball himself. Trying to work his way down, and unfortunately tackled by a host of St. Mary's defenders. Looks like number 66, Mason Romani, in on the early tackle there. So, looks like White Pines taking early advantage here of the turnover. And they'll have to kick off here very shortly, folks. Another nice night, a little windy, a lot cooler than last week. We were very fortunate to have this weather, and none of that white stuff yet, folks. So keep in mind, tomorrow night there'll be 2 other games. The junior Cora Colts will take on the Superior Height Steelhawks in junior and as well in senior. Looks like Seamus Kotick will be doing the handling the kickoff duties for, sorry, not Seamus Kotick. Seamus Cochran will be handling the kickoff duties for White Pines today as well as quarterbacking. So 9:27. Referee Corelli blowing the game in ready for play. Cochran with a good kick down to the 25-yard line. Number 26 for St. Mary's, Dominic Kambuli, breaking tackles and brought down by number 3, Aiden DaCosta. Great run back by Dominic Kambuli. Called his name several times last week, and he had a terrific game last week. So, favorable return. I'm sure Coach Boniferro is going to have his team ready here to go on offense. And we'll see who's under center. So, number 14, Mason Mazuka under center. Wouldn't hesitate to see Adam Provenzano getting the bulk of the carries, and there it is. His first carry. Nice strong run. Looks like he had enough here for a first down.
Good for about 12 yards.
12 yards and a first down. Tackled by number 93. I don't have his name on the depth chart here, folks, but he was definitely able to make that tackle. So, oh, sorry, number 44 is now under center for St. Mary's, Landon Sherrod. So, my bad, could have been in yesterday. So, number 4, Dylan Dewar, trying to get outside.
And off the door.
Gang tackled by several of the White Pines defender, including Max Nolan, number 94. Along with number 44 and Braden Busno. So clock ticking down around the 8-minute mark here, early in the first quarter. 6-0 is the score. So Landon Sherrod hands the ball off. Tackled by number 93 and number 89 for the White Pines Wolverines. Both numbers that we don't have.
With tackle. Good for a short gain, sets up third down.
So it looks like it's third down and about 8.5 to 9 yards. Landon Sherrod under center. There's movement, flags early. I'm going to guess procedure against the St. Mary's Knights unless somebody was lined up in the neutral zone. Waiting for referee Corelli to give us the answer here. So it is procedure against St. Mary's. That's going to back them up. Backing them up 5 yards. So it will be 3rd and 13. Ball's blown in, ready for play, except for the clock is not moving. There it is. Pass is handed off. The ball's handed off to number 7, Adam Provenzano.
Nice little run by Provenzano.
He looks like he got the yardage back, and it'll be 4th down. 4th and 7. Nope. We do have an injury timeout. We're going to send it to the booth for a brief timeout. Okay, folks, we're back. Click number 99, Brody Marchand, helped off by Coach Bazwa. Should be okay. Walked off on his own accord. So St. Mary's gambling and going for it on 4th down. Passes out, swing pass to Dewar, and it's backwards. So that's a live football. And young Dewar was smart enough to fall on it, and White Pines is going to take over on the 27-yard line. So it'll be 1st down with 6:20 to go for the White Pines Wolverines. A little bit of a discussion going on here between the referees, but what they saw, but seems to be okay. Okay, referee Corelli blowing the ball in, ready for play. Clock ticking down right around the 6-minute mark. Seamus Cochran back in the pistol. Oh, and there's a time count violation.
That'll be a time count violation, delay a game against White Pines, and that'll back them up.
Yeah, definitely they took a little bit too much time there jogging on the field and getting set up. It's just going to have to be a little bit quicker, putting themselves behind the 8 ball here early on this set of downs. A 5-yard penalty for not getting the ball off in time. Referee Corelli blew it in, ready to go. White Pines a little faster this time, setting up.
Flags come out immediately.
Looks like a procedure, so that's going to back them up even further. The line wasn't set when he snapped the ball. It's going to push them back. Push them back another 5 yards. So we got first and a bus. Chris Carr, we might have to borrow your bus pass here for White Pines. They got a long ride here to go to get first down. Chris always willing to lend a helping hand. Going to lend out his bus pass here, see if the White Pines team can get a first down. Cochran. Snap out to Aiden DaCosta. Good strong tackle there by number 5 for the St. Mary's Knights, Luke Cady. Another well-known name in Sault Ste. Marie football, the Cady family.
For 5, Luke Cady with the tackle.
So they were able to get 5 yards of their penalty down. Cochran back, second down and 15. End around. Oh, tried to get up the middle. Not sure on that play call. Strong tackle here by number 66, Mason Romani. Another tackle. Can't see who the other gentleman was down there on the field with him. I believe it was number 54, Mateo DeLuzio. So both of them wrapping him up. So it's third down and 15. See what the play call here is that Coach Rium sent in. And it's a handoff. And the ball was down. Runner was down by contact. Tackled. Looked like turned. Tackled by Wellwood Pukinen again. Another strong tackle. So it's going to bring up fourth down and a bus. Fourth down and a Chris Carr bus transfer right here, folks. 3:48 here to go in the first quarter. Funny to see the 60 kids on the St. Mary's team compared to the 25 kids here on White Pines. St. Mary's enough for about 3 teams here. Kick is gone. And that was Yusuf Shafraz with the kick. Barely got it here to the first, even to the first yardstick. So St. Mary's gets some very favorable field position here early, late in the first quarter. So 3:32 to go. From the 27-yard line. Lennon Schrott under center, I think. Yeah, hand off to Provenzano. Bounces one outside, trying to beat Gage Pine. And he does. He's in the touchdown. Long, nice touchdown run there. 27-yarder. And he bounced it outside and was able to get it down. 3:09 to go, and looks like we got a 6-6 tie pending the outcome of a extra point or an extra 2-point try, but it looks like Coach Bonifero's sending his kicking team out here, and they're going to try and add to the score.
14, Mason Mizuka to attempt.
Offensive coordinator,
13, William Watts to attempt.
newly retired officer, helping out here on the St. Mary's as the OC. Great to see Ryan back helping out at the football. So the snap was not great, and Gage Pine was able to wrap up Luke Cady and block the extra point. So it's a 6-6 score with 3:09 to play here. So that's 2 tackles there for Gage Pine. Strong performance every week so far this year. Integral part of the team. Love to see the youth here of the White Pines team coming through. Lots of grade 9s, and the improvement that they've shown early from the whole year so far has just been monumental. It's great to see all the hard work that they're putting in down at the White Pines level come to fruition.
Now, Ray, have you recovered from last Friday's game with White Pines and Superior Heights, 4.5 hours?
That was a marathon game. I was sure dragging my butt the next day, that's for sure.
You've been again, not to be, been around for a while. Have you ever seen the game that long? And
that one topped the charts. There was a St. Mary's Corey game a couple years ago, Jay, and it was 4 hours. But that one just lasted forever. Not 4 hours, sorry, it was about 3.5 hours. That one. Oh, and then there was a summer game in the SaberCats. I think I did a SaberCats game, and it was just flag after flag after flag. But that one, there was no big flags costing anything last night. It was just
one injury and
purely injury after injury and weather. So kickoff here by number 13, I believe, for the St. Mary's Knights, William Watts. And covered by number 87, Brody Busno. Brody knows his parents really well, part of the Hosworth family and Busno family down there. Mariah Gallagher is his mom. His dad, a tremendous athlete, small in stature, but plays huge. I've never seen a young athlete like that hit the baseball and throw the baseball and do all kinds of things. He hits a golf ball a country mile. So both parents avid golfers, and nice to see him out here in his first year of football. He didn't get to play Sioux Minor, and he's out here playing and on the field. So good to see that.
A lot of this age group probably didn't play Sioux Minor because of the pandemic, eh?
Oh, there's quite a few, and some of them didn't play at all, and they just came out, and it was great to see. So the handoff here from Cochrane to Talda Chilman.
Hard run by Talda.
I don't know that he got anything. I think he might have got back. Oh, he lost a yard there. Referee Corelli signaling it's second down, so we've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here to play in the first quarter. And it's second down. Cochrane going to be taking most of the snaps from the gun this afternoon. Back to pass. Oh, and he hit Talda Chilman right in the hands, and that would have been enough for a first down. Unfortunately, just couldn't come up with it.
Just bounce off the shoulder pads.
Yeah, that's where you got to get those hands out in that diamond-shaped pattern and get your fingers extended and try to absorb the ball as it's coming in. And those are the plays that, you practice and practice and practice, and you only get better with repetition. So, like we said, it's early. These guys are all young. Most of the team is grade 9s.
And it's hard when you can't have an offense and defense practice because of the numbers, right?
Oh, yeah, it's tough. I was down helping out with White Pines this year earlier and sparing. Some of the coaches were stuck too. And Cochrane here sacked by number 68, Deegan Desjardins. That's his first tackle of the afternoon. He made quite a few there last week, and he was a strong player on the defensive line there. But I was telling you, Jay, I was down at their practice, and they were a little short, and I used to be a line coach, so my son asked me to come out and give a hand, and you could just see all the kids wanting to learn. And as a coach, you can't ask for anything better. You were a coach before, and when you got kids that want to learn, that just makes your job so much easier, right?
They're willing to run through the wall for you.
Yeah, for sure. Shafraz kicking the ball, gets it down, bounces off number 31, Daniel Fraser, and he's able to jump on it there, so
bouncing ball.
White Pines pushes the ball down to the 42-yard line based on referee Chow's spot. And we got a lot of coaches. It's so difficult to to get time off, to put your volunteer time in. And just for you folks at home, these aren't paid positions, right? I did it for 35 years, and the pay you get is when a kid comes back to you after and says, "Hi, coach, how's it going?" And that,
10 years,
to me,
20 years
10,
later.
20 years, I still get that, and it's such a great feeling.
If anything, you put your own money out.
Yeah, for sure. So we got Sherrod back under center, hands the ball off to Dewar, number 4. He bounces it outside, trying to get outside. And he's still bouncing it. Finally brought down by Caden Eder.
15 yards before being brought down.
Called Caden's name quite a few times last week. So, clock bouncing down under 1 minute here to go. 6-6 tie. St. Mary's moving the ball down the field after the... And looks like we got a timeout.
Timeout has been called.
So a long
Coach
weekend, turkey weekend. Any plans, Ray?
Not a lot. I got to be honest with you. We're going to be here, and for those from home that we're not aware, our good friend and longtime mentor for me, Rob Greves, passed away last week, and now we're going to have his funeral this tomorrow. They're going to be, and then a celebration of life after, and so that's the main focus for tomorrow. And then Saturday, maybe a little college football, and Sunday some NFL football, and turkey dinner with my family on Sunday evening, and then Monday's just a shutdown day and probably chore day, depending on the weather.
Honey-do list.
Yeah, well, we're in the process of selling my father-in-law's house, so we're going to be busy with that. We got it all cleaned up and finally got it into probate court. So
90% of your donation will stay in the local community. Help us support our community by making a donation.
One other thing I'd like to point out tonight, Jay, but both teams are doing a great job recognizing Cancer Awareness Month here, and it's great to see all the teams participating. It's such a cruel disease,
And it makes it, for me, it hits home even more. I had thyroid cancer 6 years ago, so
well, it's great to see.
Just to see that support.
Yeah, it hits home for everybody, and that's what my father-in-law passed away on. And so Dewar here with the quick handoff. Around the end, tackled by number 38, Hunter Hitchings. So second down, and they're going to get one more play off here. So second down, and I would say 3, I would assume. No time left on the clock, so this is barring a defensive penalty, that this will end the quarter on this play. And it's a handoff, wrapped up quickly. Strong tackle performance there
Bobby Riddle with
by number 55, Lucas Evans.
I believe third down. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to flip the
We're
field.
going to flip the dish here, folks. And we'll watch the referees walk to the other end of the field.
So who's your college football team, Ray?
And big Notre Dame fan. Been a long time, and
You've been there a few times, eh?
I've been there a few times. We're actually have my son for my birthday wants to buy me. We're going to buy tickets to go down and see Notre Dame again. One of the November games. He's pretty tied up now with being not only the junior head coach but the senior head coach, and then in no time after that the wrestling will start. So we got to pick a Saturday and go down and watch. So either the Navy game is one of our targets. So I think it's the Navy game we'd like to go to. Just got to. Hotels are so expensive in the States now. It's like
with the 50%, almost 50%. By the time your taxes and everything else, it's 50% on the dollar, right?
Oh, it's not just that. It's just the regular price. It's $300 and some for a hotel room to put your head down for 8 hours.
Even if that goes to St. Ignace, Michigan, like for us, 45 minutes down, I can understand going to a Notre Dame game be a little more expensive, but that price is outrageous.
Yeah, for sure. So Sherrod under center here for the St. Mary's Knights. Hand off to Provenzano again. He's bouncing it outside again. Seems to be his play. And waiting for a signal. And he's in. I think if I'm defensive coordinator Di Pasquale, I'm trying to tell my team to, when you got to bounce them inside. You can't keep them, let them get them back into where the rest of your players are, and that's the way you got to play that defense. So I'm sure Coach DePasquale there on the junior White Pine staff is going to allude to the fact that that's where we got to get them. So 13, William Watts on for the extra. And he's up and good this time. The snap was much better. Pinned by Luke Cady, so that'll put the St. Mary's Knights up 13-6 early here in the second quarter. 11:41 to go. If anybody's hungry tonight, Chris Carr has got the extra donuts. He might have them in his pocket, so come on up and see us up in the booth. And if anybody doesn't know, Chris Carr is the chocolate bar champion of Sault Ste. Marie.
But still owes you since the summer. He hasn't brought you chocolate bars yet, eh?
He calls a good game, but he never delivers. Hopefully you never have him as your pizza delivery guy. You won't see it.
All talk.
All talk.
But very reliable.
Very reliable.
Except
for bringing delivery.
Chocolate bars, yeah.
Reliable cameraman. Let's go with that. And setup guy.
And water boy.
Yeah, he is the Bobby Boucher of Sault Ste. Marie.
Exactly.
He did crack the funniest joke of the evening so far, offering some turtle wax for Coach Bonifero's non-hatless head. Oh, it looks like Bonifero going to kick it as long as he can. Watts, told the Chillman, picks up the ball, starts running north-south here, and he's strong, tackled with a strong tackle here by St. Mary's. Nicholas Cavalier, 56. And that'll be right at the 27-yard line with 11:33 here to go. Referee Bishop spotting the ball.
This is probably the coldest night we've had so far, eh? I know it's October, but for our weather this year.
Well, I came here last week in a T-shirt, and by the end of the night I had to put my hoodie on, but I came here today with my hoodie on.
That was midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. First down from the 27. Cochran back in the pistol. Handoff straight up the middle. Tackled by number 68, Deegan Desjardins. Looks like he got about half a yard or maybe 1 yard on that one. You know, when he's running through the hole there, they got to put their speed on because they were running probably slower than I am. Although I think I could beat Chris Carr in a race. That'd be easy.
Yeah, I'd be close, but I think I probably can.
Unless
bars at the end.
Unless there was pizza at the end,
True,
then Chris might beat us. So
the road runner.
Yeah, Mimi. Second down, handoff, reverse, sniffed out. The line play just didn't help them there. Number 29 was handed off to the second time, Caden Eder, and big number 60, Mason Romani was sniffed that out. He was in the backfield waiting for the handoff almost. He almost took the second handoff.
Either trying to make something out of it, but it still sets up 3rd and 10.
You're going to send it.
So, third down. Cochran keeps the ball himself, pushing his way forward. Only looks like he got about 4 yards on that run.
Romani again, number 60.
So, with
Pulkinen, number 60.
Pulkinen again with another tackle. And I believe that's his third of the evening. So 4th and long. White Pines marching out their punt team. And if I'm not mistaken, it'll be Yusuf Safraz. with the extra. I coached his older brother on the on the White Pines senior basketball team last year, and he was just around the gym, just a great kid, wanting to learn everything and like a book of knowledge. So, has a nice little punt here. Going to be fielded by number 25 for St. Mary's, Tyler Doherty, and the ball got pumped out. Oh, I think that was an early whistle there. Shafraz actually was in by this. Shafraz was actually the one that kicked it, and he was the one that made the tackle, along with Russell Pine.
Now, your thoughts on Sioux College making the playoffs for the first year in their first year?
You know what? That's monumental for a first-year program. Got to give credit to the coaching staff over there, and you know they for them to put together that season. You know, they showed what there's a lot of talent at Sault Ste. Marie. I'm talking about players. I'm talking about coaches. A lot of really knowledgeable coaches, and they're able to do a lot of great things. So, headed to Coach Orzetti and the staff over there, Sliver and all the gang and Anto, and they're just a tremendous job they've done putting that program together, and you know, putting Sault Ste. Marie university football or college football on the map. So
he actually did an interview, I guess, yesterday or today on TSN.
Oh, good for him. So pass back, and it's kind of he's hit as he's going there. Number 55, Lucas Evans for White Pines, in on the tackle there, and knocking it so that the pass doesn't go in. But hey, they played St. Clair, which our announcer Phil Mbacco, and there's a couple other kids down there that play for that team, and they got their hands full though. You know, it's going to be it's a tall task to beat the national defending champions. So, but it's football, right? Any given Sunday, you never know what happens, but hopefully they can go down and put on a strong performance. Sherratt with the handoff again to Provenzano, and guess what? He kicked it out wide, and he's getting in for the touchdown. That's his third one of the day.
33 yards to the house.
33 yards, and he bounced it out wide. That's something that I'm sure that Coach Baswa is going to be showing them in film, that they got to try and get outside, because you know, that's just pivotal. Are you aware of the standings so far, Jay, in this junior loop? Obviously, we've been doing the games, but I think I missed one, and I'm not sure.
So it's give me 1 second, I can tell you.
Yeah, no, just maybe some food for thought.
Yep.
As Watts drills the extra point here. So it's St. Mary's off to a commanding lead here with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left here to go in the first half. Referee Corelli bouncing his way down the field here. Credit to all these referees too. You know, they spend a lot of time out here in all kinds of elements of weather. We talked about last week having to call a game because of lightning, and then they had to call it because of weather, and then the rain started, and the rain comes, and you know, sure, these are paid positions, but if it wasn't for these guys, we'd have no football.
And they're not making big money to do high school games.
No.
So St. Mary's is Cora.
Not like the money that you're paying Chris Carr, I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
That's big bucks.
Cora's in first, St. Mary's, Superior Heights, and then White Pines. So Cora and White Pines will meet next week on Thursday, and then Friday will be Superior.
Did they split the series? Their series 1-1? Because St. Mary's won last week, right?
Yep.
So that should be a split. So I know that it'll go on head to head. So that's a wash, and then it'll go on point differential. So number 3, Aiden DaCosta, with a strong run back. Tackled by number 58 for the St. Mary's Knight, Russell Pine.
Decent run back by DaCosta.
I know the senior loop, if White Pines can keep St. Mary's within 8 points, a win by, like say, if St. Mary's gets more than 9 points, it puts them in third. If they can keep it less than that, White Pines would end up in third for junior seniors.
Yeah, but as I believe it, it's head-to-head.
Yep.
And then we need to figure out the point differential between their 2 games.
Yep.
Right? So we'd have to go back and have a look, obviously, but maybe we can look that up at half.
Half.
We'll have a look here, but 8:17 counting down. White Pines down 20-6. They struck early on the board, and I'm hoping to see. I bet they're hoping to see if they can get rolling here. Handoff goes a little bit small there, a little bit late. Looks like number 77, Caleb Gerardin, on the tackle for St. Mary's, and the loss of 1 on the play. They just, their line seems to be holding off okay, but when they're getting the handoff, I think that's something, it's going to come, and it's going to come next year. Hopefully some of them are able to sign up for the Junior SaberCats program and keep learning and developing. It's a critical point for them, and it's another avenue for them. So Cochran here. Picked off by number 58, Russell Pine, and I don't think you're going to catch him.
Picked off by 58, Russell Pine. Touchdown, St. Mary's. 44-yard pick 6.
44-yard pick 6 by Russell Pine. Wow, Coach Bonifaro's got to be happy with that one, and he's applauding his kids. He dropped back in coverage and made his read, and I'm sure Seamus Cochran wants that one back again. Last week he had a great game. He threw for a lot of yards, and he was able to really make a difference for that White Pines team, and I'm sure he wants that one back again. And they're running a player late on the field here. And that's going to be an infraction for the late gate, I would assume. Referee Chow throwing the flag. Gates were closed. See what referee Corelli, what the penalty is. I imagine they'll give that on the kickoff.
Flag is picked up.
Not sure why the flag was picked up. That was definitely late. I'm not sure I understand that rule, so I'll have to get clarification. That player was ran on way after the gates were closed. That used to be an infraction, so I'm not sure what the deal is there.
And we talk about it a lot, and your son, again, coaches both at the football programs, but being the smallest school in Sault Ste. Marie High School, no matter what team, what sport, they don't give up until that final buzzer goes.
No, you know what? I had an interesting conversation today. I was talking with Rob Grebb's wife, Patty, today, and he was passing, him and Patty, they talk after he's out refereeing and stuff, and Patty said today that he was so happy to see what my son and the staff have done down there with the team and how tough those kids are, and they don't give up. They never give up. And I saw that firsthand over the course of the last few years. And when my son, before he got married this year, he was living at my house, and after every game we have a discussion, and we still have that discussion now. He still calls me after every game. And when I went down to coach, I coached many years, as you well know, Jay, basketball at White Pines with the girls team down there with my sister. And those kids never gave up. You never saw any of them give up. And that's a quality. That's something you can't teach, right? That's just something that's inbred in them. So kickoffs here. Number 8, Landon Bello. Bouncing to the outside, trying to get around. Pushed out of bounds by number 56, Nicholas Cavalier.
Got about a 13-yard
13-yard return, so right around the 38-yard line of the White Pines Wolverines with 7 minutes to play. But like we were talking, Jay, it's just, they don't give up. They just keep trying. And my son even told me, with these kids, he says they don't give up. He says that, and it's so refreshing to coach a team that, doesn't want to give up. And, the senior team, they keep plodding through, and the low numbers. And, for people that don't understand, and, White Pines is a single A school playing against a triple A school. So they have, twice the amount of people.
And three times the amount of football players.
Well, they have 60 over there compared to 22 over here right now. So that should tell you a lot. But they don't give up, and that's all you can ask for as a coach, right? They keep improving. And so fake handoff here. Cochran calls his own number. Gets about almost 5 yards on it. But, again, back to that point. And, the enrollment is starting to creep up down at White Pines. They had a great start of enrollment. And if this is what you're going to see, if you can get that same influx of players.
I think the trade programs down there that they're specializing in down there is going to help.
And that chocolate factory they have down there is incredible. I got to be honest. I got quite a few chocolate from down there, and thank God Chris Carr didn't get them. But it's awesome chocolate. If you got a chance to buy it,
he's going to switch helping St. Mary's to White Pines now.
Yeah. There's a pass. Great catch by Talda Chilman. Downed after a first we got 17-yard catch.
17, 18 yards and a first down.
And a first down just the other side of center, so it'll be into St. Mary's territory here with 5:45 to go. But yeah, you know what, and to no avail of Coach Bonifero, he spends a lot of time coaching in the Sioux Minor football program. I coached there quite a few years back, and he knows a lot of these kids. So he's, by virtue of them knowing him, a lot of them are going to that school because they want to play for him because he's such a great coach and he's super with the kids, right? So, but if you can start seeing that fluctuate over to White Pines, it might even the parity out a little bit. So,
Kate Nieder with the handoff, gets back to line of scrimmage.
Kate Nieder here with the handoff.
Trio overnight.
Can't see which number.
Well, with Pulkin for sure in there.
Number 54 for the St. Mary's Knights. Mateo DeLuzio in on the tackle as well. But I think if you can start to sway that, and I'm a big proponent. I've coached at all the schools, right? And I'm a big proponent of having kids go to school in their area. Enough of the bantering all over the place. It's not great for sports. So quick pass out here, Cochran. Right through the hands of Gage Pine, and I'm sure he wants that one back again. Hey, that was a pretty good throw, especially considering the wind.
And he's a tall boy.
Yeah, you know what? He's going to be a good player for them in a few years once he gets his football IQ up even more, and he's just going to get physically stronger and bigger, right? So, but like we were referring to, is until they change the borders back to having people go to whatever school they want, doesn't matter where they live, it's going to have an influx of 60 people on one team and 20 on the other.
It is a little different because of the Catholic school, but still.
Yeah, but you know what? Before, when we were going to school, it if you went to grade school, you had the option to go either to St. Mary's, the Mount at that time, or you can go to the public school system. I went to Catholic school till grade 8, and then I chose to go to Boarding because it was closer. Right?
My older son, who's 31, he went to French immersion Catholic school and was the only one in his graduating class that went to White Pines.
Yeah.
And my younger one had 3 or 4, but yeah, the same. They went to Catholic school and then.
Cochran back to pass again, airing it out. And knocked down. I can't see.
Ball going deep.
Number 11.
Broken up and falls incomplete.
28 and what's that number? He hasn't turned 11?
11, I think.
28 and 11. So number 11 is Caleb Kalina, and number 28
Solomon.
Jarrett Solomon.
Caleb Kalina with the defensive play on that to break it up. Turnover on downs, first and 10, St. Mary's from their own 52.
So referee Corelli spots the ball for St. Mary's. The 3:48 here at the 52-yard line on their own 52 at this point.
Sitting here, I gotta wait 30 seconds.
White Pines back to pass. And number 3 with the Vin Volpe Segal bypasses a couple of White Pines defenders, and he's into the end zone.
58 yards for the touchdown.
Well, that's 3 long ones, and they broke. And you know what? That's outside on every one of those plays. So if I'm Coach Di Pasquale here. I'm maybe trying to get somebody spread out a little bit further, and I'm a retired football coach up here, but do know a thing or two about defense. But there's a coach named Baswa on the sideline over there. He probably knows even more than I do. So
They study more than when we coached, right?
yeah,
Game film and
yeah. I might know the X's and O's not as good as he does, but I have a feel for the game, and I got a pretty good understanding. So Katie making his way in. Bad snap after that, and Seamus Cochran almost had a hand on him and almost was able to get him in there. But that's 35-6 here, folks. Late here in the first half with 3:48 to go. And if St. Mary's gets one more score before White Pines do, I think we're going to have that mercy rule in effect for the second half of the game.
Just under 4 minutes remaining in the half. Concessions are open, hot and cold beverages, pizza, various snacks. Thank you for supporting everything involved with Sault Ste. Marie High School football, and by that extension.
I think Jay, if that wind went away, it wouldn't be too bad for us up here.
a guy like me who's bald makes it even colder.
Well, I got hair, but I don't have a whole bunch up there. I keep it short because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to do my hair first thing in the morning. Kind of like Chris Carr. Look how good he looks over there. Chris Carr offering a little turtle wax for the boss.
And I drive him home. Figure that one out, eh?
It's a long walk home for him.
He's got his bus pass.
Oh, yeah. Might be a good place to. He was complaining about buses there the other day on Facebook. I don't know what his problem is, but seems to get him from point A to point B.
Still got his bicycle.
Oh, I haven't seen him ride that in a long time. He used to be famous for riding all over town, but
now he needs the electric one he wants.
oh, well. Number 8, Landon Bello, trying to get his hands on the ball. Punched out, but he was down, tackled by number 77, Caleb Girardin. Whistle had ruled him down, so we're going to have White Pines take over. Oh, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a discussion here. Referee Corelli and referee Edwards. I don't know what's going on here, but we're having a discussion as to what's going on. So maybe some improper football etiquette, potentially. Oh. So I'm not sure if there was a late penalty called there or what's going on, but referee Corelli notifying us here there was a quick timeout here. Coach Reum going out to talk to the troops to give them some instruction on what's going on. What do you think, Jay? You think maybe we can get Chris to walk over and get us a couple of burgers for lunch here tonight? Or
I think you're pushing it.
We can't even get him to go downstairs and get us anything.
It's the word walk.
Oh, wow. I seen him go up and down the stairs pretty good when he's getting the water for everybody.
But for everybody who doesn't know Chris, he's, like you say, he does a lot of work for us, and like I say, he's easy to bug, but he bugs us back too. So.
Oh, yeah, you're not hearing all the bugging that's going back,
No.
folks. Trust us, this is just a little camaraderie up here in the booth, and Chris has been a volunteer at Sault Ste. Marie for a long time. You see him helping out on, the Sabercats and St. Mary's, and even any sport that they're doing.
I probably have known him for over at least 20 years. Now, he was involved in the Memorial Cup too, I think. So
Yeah.
I've known him 30 years now.
Wow.
So
All right, 1st and 10.
He's old, like us now.
28-yard line.
52.
Cochran back in the gun by himself. Trying to pass the ball. He's got a wide open receiver, and it's caught. Number 13, Gage Pine, with a terrific catch. Hauled down by number 14, Mason Mazuka for St. Mary's, but not before he gained
Good for about 35 yards.
About 35 yards there. Great ball by Cochran.
It was about a 25-yard pass and a 12-yard run.
What a terrific play. You know, it's those are the ones that give you hope, you know, and that you're seeing that's just the, you know, improvement you're seeing from the White Pines team.
Because they weren't going to the air at the start of the season.
No. You know, it took them a while to find out who was going to be quarterback. And handoff here to Eater. Not getting anywhere.
Off 29. Kate Eater, he's
Suplex there by number 66. Sonny,
66,
sorry,
68 for
Mason
that.
Romani.
Romani and Desjardins. Loss of 2 yards.
Got to watch when they're doing that suplex slam, because that'll get you a penalty if it's not done. You know, they need just to be wrapping up and tackling them down, because when they get to the next age group, Jay, and they try and do that to somebody else, it's not going to work. So,
And if you look at the size difference, the defensive line on St. Mary's compared to the O-line, size-wise, it's totally different.
yeah, for sure. Seamus had that ball knocked down by number 35.
By number 35.
Carter Reggett with the knockdown there, batted ball. That's something that maybe White Pines wants to work on with Seamus, because that's his third batted ball of the afternoon. Credit to the defensive coordinator for St. Mary's and Coach Bonifero over there, making sure that his kids are doing that, because that's something that's taught, right? You put one hand up and one hand down. So third down and 12. Run called. Cochran called his own number.
Hard run up the middle. Lots of push it and shove it. Good for about 2 yards back to the original line.
Trying to see who was in on the interior there. 35 again with his second tackle. So I imagine that White Pines is going to let this roll again. So they need, looks like 10 yards here. Wouldn't be surprised to see them try and get a pass out. Blitz called. Ball's up. Oh, and it's deflected. And that almost bounced right into the hand of Gage Pine, but
Batted away. Excellent play. Defensively.
Now, does White Pines not have a kicker?
That'll be a turnover on downs.
they do, but they've been eluding. You know, they punted already 3 times, and
Yep.
Shafraz did the punting there. But I haven't seen him on the field, so I'm not sure that maybe he got hurt or he's standing over on the sidelines. He's kicked a couple, and they weren't super far, but he's done an adequate job.
And
So
other than the touchdown by White Pines, this is, like say, the farthest away to keep St. Mary's in their own end,
Yeah.
on their side of the 55.
So Dewar with the carry, trying to bounce it outside,
Hand
wrapped
off
up.
to Dewar. He gets about 2 yards.
There's the
before
flag.
he's brought down at midfield
Yeah, I'm
by
not
Cochran.
sure.
We do have a flag on the play.
There was a piling on there from 97 between 97 and one of the interior linemen for White Pines there. I couldn't really make out the number as he turned away. See what the penalty is. Rough play against St. Mary's, I'm assuming. Hands to the helmet. It would be my guess, because he pancaked him on the ground and then he got on top of him. So that could be. Although sometimes when you're pushing with your hand, it gets caught in the helmet, and you don't have a choice. It doesn't happen often, but I've seen it enough.
And for junior, they're, like I said, they're not overly big kids, so their hands are fitting right inside that mask, right?
Yep. So it's going to back up St. Mary's 15 yards. Coach Bonifero can't be happy with that one.
See, the wind has stopped almost.
That would be terrific for the senior game, because
Yeah.
the sun's going to go down, going to make it a little less warm, but we are in October, so this is our
lot of
last
times
week of the regular season, really.
A lot
So
of time it's already white on the field, right?
First and 25.
Dewar with a strong run up the middle, turning on the Jets here. And he
Dewar
tripped.
gets across.
I don't know if he
55,
caught
gets
another
around
one of his
the line.
players' foot there, or he just tripped right
or
over
that 50
the
yard line.
the center yard line there. So,
Stepped up and tackle him. Gets all the way to the 50.
but nonetheless, it was a strong run, and he got them most of the penalty yardage back, and then another, actually all the yardage back, and 7 more. So, 15-yard penalty and 7. That's 22 on my books. So 3rd down and 3 with a minute 35 here. Handoff. Sandwiched quickly
Excellent defensive play.
by number 90, Jackson Bello with a strong tackle.
Frazier with nowhere to go.
Wrapping up. Nice to see. Form-fitting tackle. Made his way through the line. Wrapped up.
Sorry, I believe that was Delanardo.
1:20 to go in this first half action. Nice to see Coach Bonifacio rolling his players through, giving everybody an opportunity to play. Pitch out here to number 30,
Pitch to Delanardo.
Delanardo. And looks like he's going to break it in for a touchdown. So, putting another score on the board here with 54. And that, folks, will bring out the mercy rule. So when a team is up, in case you're not aware, up by more than 35 points, they run straight time. So we're going to get 54 seconds left here to run straight time, and the balance of the second half will be a straight time affair. So that'll move the game along, barring penalties or timeouts. The kick is up and good. Watts, 3 out of 4 on his extra point tries. So the score now with 54 seconds left to go in the first half. St. Mary's Knights 41, the White Pines Wolverines 6. Wow, I thought I had enough layers on tonight, Jay. I didn't think I was going to be cold, but I don't want to sound like a big wuss, but I might have to put my jacket on.
your jacket on.
I did plan accordingly. I have a whole wardrobe in my truck, so.
All right, folks. 35-point differential means the remainder of the game will be played straight time.
Clock is winding. Not even sure they're going to get this kickoff, so. Clock counting down here. Referee Corelli going to even let them kick this one off. And that's the half, folks, so they're not even going to have this kickoff. And we're going to take a pause for the cause. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Halftime, folks, and we'll be right back.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the second half of action here at Superior Heights, John Wayne Flat Fieldhouse, for the second half of the White Pines St. Mary's tilt. It's 42-6 for St. Mary's. So that means we have a 35-point differential and we'll be straight time for the balance of the game. Looks like Landon Bello on return duties, tackled by number 77, Caleb Girardin. So St. Mary's back on the defensive.
Jordan with the tackle. Number 77 sets up first and 10.
Still great to see the White Pines team out here trying to give everything they have, whatever in the tank. Looks like we got a couple over there with some injuries, or coach preserving them for next week's playoff game. But I think the big issue here right now is that Seamus Cochran over there on the sidelines. That's going to be a huge void for them at quarterback. He's had some great runs, and that's not something you want to see for sure. So White Pines finally got enough kids on the field so far. No, that is not Seamus Cochran, my mistake.
That was number 8.
Hard to see way over there, especially with these old eyes. So we got Seamus Cochran back here in the gun. Back to pass, trying to hit a receiver. Got a ball up. Oh, batted down by number 9. I thought that was a 9.
9, I think, yep.
There is no 9.
Pine and Dress.
Is that an 8?
Ball falls incomplete. Second down.
No, that is a 9. So unfortunately for St. Mary's, we can't tell you that young man's number, but we can tell you his name, sorry. We can tell you his number. That's number 9 for St. Mary's. On the deflection, intended target was Gage Pine, and who just about brought it in. Seamus Cochran just has to get that thumb down on that spin. So he calls his own number here, breaks to the line.
Cochran takes
Good for about
gets pushed back.
1, 2, 3 yards.
56, Nicholas Cavalier, I believe that is.
Number 56, Nicholas Cavalier with the tackle.
Number 9 for St. Mary's is Brendan Vresk.
Another popular name in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, we lost Chad Vresk about 2 months ago.
Yep. Longtime friend, the Big Show.
I'd say big hockey guy.
Yeah,
Helped a lot of junior A players move on to different teams across the country.
he sure did. One of the greats. Cochran back to pass. His favorite target, number 13, Gage Pine. With the reception, brought down by
maybe a yard or 2 back.
number 21,
Taken down by Penny.
Penny, Jack Hoy Penny.
Good for 4 yards.
So it'll be 4th down and 6 here. Obviously, White Pine's going for it from now on. You won't see too many punts. Handoff. Can't see who got it that time.
40, 41 yard
Sure
line
looked like Talda Chilman when they were the carry.
Down Cavalier and a few others.
Nope, that was number 8, Landon Bello on the run. And that's going to turn the ball over for the White Pines Wolverines on downs. Over to the St. Mary's Knights here with 8 minutes to go from the White Pines 41-yard line.
Number 68 for White Pines, Oscar Beckett.
That is not his name, actually.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. I asked my son about him, and he goes, "Who?" I said, "Oscar Beckett. That's what you have down." Oscar was somebody that tried out for the team, is no longer with them, or he's away on injury or something like that. But it is definitely not number 68. He told me the name, and my bad for not remembering.
He's one solid player. Like.
Oh, he's
for grade 9 or 10. He's a solid boy.
Yeah, no. Strong tackle here by number 55, Lucas Evans, for the White Pines Wolverines.
Before being pushed back.
So 1 yard gained on that play. Number 44 for White Pines, also in on the tackle. Brandon Busno. Snap. Handed off and dropped. Knelt on.
Mix-up on the handoff.
Brandon Busno again in on the,
Falls on it smartly.
got him down on the play.
Loss of a few yards sets up third down.
So it'll be third down and 11 here for the St. Mary's Knights. Halfway through here, the third quarter.
That makes it third and
Your
11.
thoughts on the senior matchup
St.
with
Mary's from the
White Pines and St. Mary's tonight?
You know what? I think on the last game that they played, White Pines had the advantage. He came out on top, and I'm sure St. Mary's is chomping at the bit to get back on the thing. I know White Pines is bitten hard by the injury bug right now. That last game took its toll. I'm not sure that Ethan McCorkle is going to be able to go for them tonight.
9 for White Pines.
And that's big on the kicking end of
Fourth and
for White
8.
Pines.
Oh, it's huge. Like he can't even come on. So,
Bell back to receive.
but they do have Neshoba Moore, who's had some experience in kicking. I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing some of the kicking duties. Didn't have a chance to discuss with my son this week what the game plan was, but some of the injuries were pretty significant there
What
last
about
week.
Garen
and
Pine? He went off late in the game last week too.
I think you'll see Garen this week, but I know Sayers was hurt as well. So
Believe we have a timeout.
got a timeout. I don't know who by, but looks like Coach Bonifero calling a timeout here, and his speed walk across the field here. Looks like they were a shorter player, and he was running somebody on to the players unable to play tonight that are on the bench for the White Pines team running the water out, and they got all the way out there, and they told them to turn around and go back. So, punt and Watts with the punt. Fielded by Eder, number 29, bouncing to the outside, trying to break through. Eventually tackled by number 71 for the St. Mary's Knights, Zachary Pelche.
Kick picked up by 29 Eder. He's taken down by, I believe that was Pelche, Zach Pelche, number 71.
So 5 minutes here to go in the third quarter, counting down. Lots of tackles on both sides, but a lopsided score nonetheless. White Pine still going through some growing pains, and it's nice to see Coach Bonifero rolling his lineup, giving his kids an opportunity to grow and learn.
Now, a question I have, Ray, and you've coached on and off for years. Why do each team bring out their own ball?
Everybody's got their own ball choice that they want to throw with. You know, I know Area 51 was the company my son was buying the balls from for White Pines, and you know, it's just it's a comfort feel. I know when they were at Cora, we used some different ones. Coach Annett over there, when I was coaching over there, he had some choices, but it's just choice of ball. And he throws a great pass.
Looking downfield.
Cochran, and that's going to be a pass interference penalty, I think, here. Because that sure looked like Dylan Belcito got in early there on the intended catch.
It was
So
a beautiful throw by Cochran.
wait for referee Corelli to.
Oh, and there's a player down on a knee.
Yeah, we're going to have a brief timeout here up here, folks, but we'll keep chatting with you anyways.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty first down, but first we have an injury timeout.
So it's a 15-yard penalty. So that's going to bring. That's not 15 there. It's 15 yards from. Was the penalty enforced? Did I miss something? That's Caden Eder down. Got his helmet off. He's able to walk off on his own accord. Did they march the penalty yardage off? That was a 15-yard penalty. There's no way they were at their own 15, were they?
No, I don't know. They.
Well, I can't tell, but I was sure that they had further than that, unless he called it holding. It was only 10 yards, but fake handoff. Cochran keeps the ball himself.
Cochran takes it, maybe gets a yard or two before being hit
Look
by
like
the front line.
number 27 in on the tackle for St. Mary's, Zachary Hermiston. And that was affirmed because I could hear Coach Boniferro from all the way over there telling me, Hermiston, nice work. So second down and 8 here for White Pines. Quick pass here. Caught by number 7 for White Pines, Talda Chillman.
Good for a first down.
Good for a first down and
more.
Okay, about 15 yards there.
And just for everybody who is watching today and might be watching tomorrow, the junior game will be at 4:45 with Cora Coles and Superior Heights. And the senior game is moved until 8 p.m. tomorrow night during Superior Heights and Cora.
So first down for the White Pines Wolverines from their own 49-yard line. Cochran calling his cadence. A quick hitch pass out to number 3, Aiden DaCosta. And looks like he got the ball stripped. I can't tell who tackled because they're surrounding him. Number 27 looks like. Hermiston again. And that's going to reverse the ball. Looks like he got him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Goal 21, Jacoy Penny.
Jacoy Penny, I think, was the recovery.
First and 10, St. Mary's. They're marking it at the 50 of White Pines.
Just going to have to see where he is here on my list. Number 21. Oh, I don't have him on my list, so 21 with the fumble recovery. Long run here by Dominic Kambuli.
Kambuli, first 6.
With a long touchdown run, and that's going to take us right through to the end of the third quarter. There'll still be an extra point try. I'm actually surprised that Coach Boniferro still has his starting quarterback in there with this significant lead. Trying to get somebody else some playing time, I would assume, at this point. Unless he has nobody prepared. You never know right now with a lot of the hockey starting up and, you know, different schedules.
Yeah,
where the kids are on.
Regan Desordo's out of town, I know that.
Okay, well, that might be. So Watts again with the extra point. And that's the end of the third quarter. We're going to bounce this over. We're going to flip the dish here. And White Pines will be at the other end of the field. Bear with us, folks, here as we wait for the referees to get the ball down positioned where they can have a kickoff. All right, so they've already started the clock without even changing ends. I think they're ready to, both coaches are ready to get this game in, and this is the last game of the regular season for these guys, and we're going to see them back here next week. Potential matchup down next week as well, based on the point differentials and how it breaks down. I used to remember all that stuff, but kind of slipped my mind.
I usually try to keep up for, like, say, Sioux Sports, but just this week I just never had the chance to get it. So
Watts is getting ready to kick the ball off. Kicks it off, fielded with a strong tackle by number 25 for St. Mary's.
And the ball did pop out, but he was
Tyler
already
Doherty.
down.
Sorry, we don't have a name on that jersey. Tackled by 25, Tyler Dowdy.
I don't think I had him. Oh, I don't think that I had him down on my list earlier. No, I did not. So I'm running out of room here for different tackles. When you have 60 people on your sheet and you only have room for 30 people making tackles, it kind of runs out after a while. No, I'll just make do. Somebody might get some extra tackles. So 9:53 here to go. White Pines on their own 34-yard line. Cochran back in the gun. Oh, low pass there. He kind of rushed it. He had a little more time than he did. His intended target was Gage Pine, and he kind of threw it at Gage's ankles, making it really tough for him to grab it off the turf.
The only thing about this game running straight time is the senior game does not start any earlier.
It doesn't, but we do get a little bit of a longer break, and Chris Carr's going on and get us some pizza and some chocolate bars. And you're going to have to hide your donut from him, so he's a little hungry up here.
He's fading away.
Cochran fumbles the snap, gets the ball off,
Cochran fumbles the snap.
and it's picked off by number 36,
Throw it away, and it's picked off.
Chance
36,
Chiblo with
Chance
a
Chiblo.
pickoff.
And it seems like it might be one of his first ones because they're quite excited for him.
Yeah, that's an interception. He dove on the ground for that one.
Nice little interception, paying attention. Catches it as he falls. First and 10, St. Mary's.
So with that, we're going to flip the sheets over here and mark the stats for the White Pines team.
I've never not paid attention this year. Number 56 for White Pines. Jackson Klein. He's a big boy too for a junior player.
You know, they're going to be really good next year after a little bit more development. Hopefully they're able to participate in some camps and stuff like that. But
Hand off to Blake Peller, and he gets about 11 yards and a first down.
I'm not sure who got that ball, but
Number
one, Blake Pellerin with the run, tackled by a host of defenders. I believe Mohamed Shafraz were in there as well.
Cochran, Davidson, at least one other in there on the tackle.
As well as Landon Davidson, number 18.
First and 10.
No, number 74, Cohen Kalar. He's in that QB for St. Mary's now.
Yeah, there you go. Coach Montefiore spreading it at the level a little bit, and it's punched out by White Pines, number 3, Aiden DaCosta, with a punch out and a recovery.
And it's recovered by number 3.
Number 88 for St. Mary's had the carry. Nathan Sweeney.
What a great play by Aiden DaCosta there to punch the ball out and recover it all on his own. So St. Mary's electing to punt the ball, and they got another punter out here. Watts was doing both duties. They got number 22, it looks like. Dylan Balsito back. Oh, sorry, my mistake. He's playing back. Oh, wow. I forgot that it was a turnover there, so he was playing safety. He's all right there, but Cochran trying to catch Gage Pine on the run, and he just underthrew him a little bit. He would have been off to the races there.
Excellent defensive play, second down.
And number 10 for St. Mary's was the one who had the coverage on him.
Yeah, it was strong coverage there. He had it in his hands. He just wasn't able to reel it all in.
And those are things that will come with time.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
This is like a development league, right?
And not just for White Pines, for junior football overall.
Oh, he's got him going again. I think Pine stopped running for some reason. If he just kept running, he might have had an opportunity to get that. Cochran threw that to the right spot. He just he pulled up on his route and then he turned it on again. But 5:31 counting down here. 3rd down and 10. White Pines hoping to get some momentum here. Little punch, chip shot out here to number 44, Brandon Busno. And that looked like a face mask to me.
Flag out on the play.
That could be a face mask against St. Mary's, and that's going to run it up.
A few others in on the tackle. I believe it'll be face mask against St. Mary's.
Same mask against St. Mary's, and that's going to move the ball up 15 yards.
Play, face mask against St. Mary's. That'll back them up and 1st down for White Pines.
Referee Bishop getting ready to march off the yardage. So, made the catch, got 4 yards, and now they're moving it up 15. So, White Pines will be taking over 1 yard short of half. Looks like White Pines has trip receivers to the left side of their formation. Great catch and great Aiden DaCosta breaking room. I don't think they're going to catch him.
Breaks a bunch of tackles. Touchdown.
56
White
yards.
Pines.
56 yards, run and catch. There's some more positives for the White Pines team to work on, and you know, they've been making those passes, but credit to Aiden DaCosta to break a tackle and get himself down into the end zone and get on the scoreboard.
They going for 2 here?
White Pines going for 2.
I don't see why not.
Why not, right?
Strong defensive play by number 34
49-12.
for the St. Mary's Knights, Robbie Lesage. And that'll bring us down to the 2:40 mark here. And we just got the 3-minute warning from referee Corelli.
And for the senior game, you'll be joined by Jonathan Bujo.
Yeah, you know what? John and I did a ton of games together over the last few years, and it's going to be good for, this will be our first crack at the kitchen here tonight with the two of us on the horn. John's very knowledgeable, you know, longtime volunteer. Was one of the kids that was, one of the coaches, that was instrumental in, you know, bringing back the White Pines team. He went down and put a lot of his hard work and time in, and, you know,
Helped your son.
helped
Will.
along, and was a coach, and then, you know, helped out as a football overseer, I guess, at some point, and been involved with the Steelers. Now he's involved with the Sioux College team.
He's
just,
actually going away on the road with them tomorrow.
along with, you know, the rest of the coaching staff over there. I'm not sure exactly what his role is, but I can ask him when he gets here. But
And that's something that going back when it comes to football alumni. A lot of the younger kids are starting to get back involved.
and
Like you
giving
said,
back. That's what
your
I love
son
to see. Right?
is, again, it's your son. He's young, but the Jonathan, or like I say, Robinson Wright and Nick DePasquale.
They try for the
St.
onside.
Mary's tried for an onside kick, or sorry, White Pines tried for an onside kick, and Romani was able to run that back, but tackle by number 58, which we don't. Oh, Kane Sayers Pine, I think, in on the tackle there. Another player on the scoreboard sheet here. So we've got 50 seconds running down here. Referee Crowley will blow the play in, ready to go. And wouldn't surprised to see one more run, and then that could take us down to the knee level. Handoff up the middle to number 8. Carter Tate. And he's
Carter
tackled.
Tate looking to spring one. It's all the way
Can't
now
see.
inside the
Looks like
15
number
before
3,
the
Aiden
clock
DaCosta, in on the tackle for that one.
Only way I can see them not
down.
kneeing it
On the tackle.
is because their second stringers are in, and it gives them.
No,
just
you know,
an
at this point,
opportunity.
it becomes a class thing for me.
True.
And they're
I agree.
Yeah, so whether you're getting your third strings in on a last-minute play, but this is it. Referee Crowley getting ready to grab his flag and call it in. And it looks like referee Edwards is in there. They're going to take the knee, which is the classy thing to do. So
Yeah.
expected that, and that's going to be a wrap, folks. We're going to see you back here in exactly an hour at 7:30. So we'll see the senior game. It's final score 49 for St. Mary's. Final score for White Pines 12. So see you all folks in an hour.
Thanksgiving.